Namaste. Now we shall look into the 10th Sloka of Soundarya Lahari. Sudhadhara saraihi Charanayugalantaha Vigalitaihi Prapancham sinchanti Punarapirasamnaya mahasaha Avapyasvam bhumim Bhujaganibham Adhyushtawalayam Swamatmanam krutva Swapishikula kunde kuharini. And the shlokam sounds like Sudhadhara saresh charanayugalantar vigalitaihi Prapancham sinchanti punarapirasamnaya mahasaha Avapyasvam bhumim Bhujaganibhamadhyushtavalagam Swamatmano krutva Swapishikulakunde kuharini. This is the shloka. So this is a continuation of the 9th Sloka of Shankaracharya Soundarya Lahari. So if you haven't seen the previous video, please go to the previous video. It is provided in the information cards and in the description as well. So it is a continuation. We have previously discussed about the Kundalini and the rising and awakening of Kundalini from the Mooladharam. It starts from Mooladharam and goes till the Sahasraram. And when it goes to the Sahasraram, Sudhadhara saraihi charana yugalantar vigalitaihi. So when it goes to Sahasrara, Devi Mahakameshwari is seated on the Mahakameshwara, on the left lap of Mahakameshwara. And then Mahakameshwari's feet touches one of these petals of Sahasrara, and that melts down into Amrita Varsha. That is what Shankaracharya says as Sudhadhara. So, Sudhadhara saraihi Charanayugalantar vigalitaihi, and then Prapancham sinchanti punarapi rasamnaya mahasaha. So what happens at that point of time is something that we have to notice. When that particular Amrita Varsham is happening in our body, that Amrita Varsham falls across the Chandra Mandalam only. So I've previously discussed that there are 3 khandas in the body, which are Agni Khanda, Surya Khanda, Soma Khanda. Agni Khanda is Mooladhara and Swadhisthana, Surya Khanda is Manipura and Anahata, Soma Khanda is Vishuddha and Ajna only. So this Amrita Varsham that happens from Sahasrara should only be drifting towards the Vishuddha. It should not drift any more below. So if anything, it should not drift any more below. So it only drifts till the Vishuddha. That is the Soma Khanda or Chandra Khanda only. And why that happens only till Soma Khanda? It is usually preferred to do Śrī Vidya Upasana in the night time or at the evening time in one of the Sampradayas. Some Sampradayas also do it in the morning. But why is night preferred? It is because our Jagannmata is called Chandra Sahodari. She is the Sodari of Chandra. That is the reason we use night time. And what happens at night? After the Ksheerasagara Matharam, when Amrita is brought out, Amrita is kept in Chandra Mandala. When the Amrita distribution is done among Devi Devatas, that Amrita Bhandam is kept in the center of Chandra Mandala. And that is why when Chandra has arisen, after the Chandrodaya Kala, the Amrita is spreading onto the universe in the form of Chandra Kiranas. That is the Vennela or the light of moon. And when that particular light of the moon is spreading across the globe, that is when you can get maximum of the Amritam via Chandra Mandala. That is how you get Chandra, that is how you get the Amrita Varsham in your body. So that is the reason Chandrodayam to Chandrastamayam is the best preferred timing for doing Śrī Vidya Upasana and Kundalini Yoga as well. The same thing here he mentions. And that point of time, the body is entirely within that particular Amrita Varsham, and that only drifts till the Vishuddha Chakram. It will not go beyond this Chandra Khandam or the Soma Khandam. So Prapancham sinchanti punarapi rasamnaya mahasaha. And yogic practices are existing, such as you usually touch your tip of the tongue to the pellet in order to drift that backwards towards Sahasrara. That Amrita Varsham should be drifted backwards towards the Sahasrara Chakram, and that happens with the help of touching your tip of the tongue towards the pellet. So this is one of the practices. There are many more such practices. That is called Lalana Chakra. When you are crossing the chakras, you are crossing from Vishuddha to Ajna Chakram, and while you are crossing from Vishuddha to Ajna Chakram, you are supposed to cross 12 minor chakras in that pathway, and a few chakras are there are minor chakras like Hridaya Chakra, not Anahata, a different chakra chakra called Hridaya chakra exists here, then you are also passing through Lalana chakra, which is usually the palate or the jaw. But in advanced yogic practices, Lalana chakra is also visualized at the tip of the tongue. So there are many such minor chakras which you have to cross and you reach the Ajna chakra. So this is the process. And then what happens is that this is all according to Sri Vidya Tantra. But now there are 64 tantras that also will be discussed. So Chatushishtya Tantraihi Sakalavati Samdhaya Bhavanam Shankaracharya says that. So in that 64 tantras, one of the tantras is Rudrayamana Tantra. In Rudrayamana Tantra, we have a very descriptive understanding of what is Samayachara. It is mentioned as Samayachara Tatpara in Lalitā Sahasranāma Stotra. The same thing Rudrayamana Tantra also talks about. It says Samayachara is where you take the Amritavarsham, and after drifting the Amritavarsham back towards Sahasrara, you are supposed to bring that particular Kundalini backwards towards the Mooladhara Chakra. This process is called Samayachara. So when we look at this Slokam Sudhadhara Sareshcharana, that we can correlate with one of the namas in Lalitā Sahasranāma, which is Sudhasara Abhivarshini, Brahma Grandhi Vibedini, Vishnu Grandhi Vibedini, Rudra Grandhi Vibedini, and then Sudhasara Abhivarshini. All these namas from Lalitā Sahasranāma are related to 9th and 10th shlokas of Soundarya Lahari. And understanding that the same, we have understood that the process of Samayachara is you have to bring that Devi Kundalini backwards towards the Mooladhara. So Mooladhara is called Kula Sahasrara, while this Sahasrara is called Akula Sahasrara. So what is Kula and Akula? We have spoken about this. We have also shlokas in Soundarya Lahari mentioning about Nishannam, Shannam, Apyapari. Shannam are the 6 chakras. The pathway of the 6 chakras is called Kulam. So Kula Yogini, Kaulini, Kula Yogini. Then the 7th chakra here on the Sahasraram is called Akula. That is why we call Akula Samayantastha. So here also, when that Akula is Sahasraram is called Akula Sahasrara, and the natural birthplace of Kundalini is Mooladhara, so it is called Kula Sahasrara. Kula Sahasrara to Akula Sahasrara is the transcending phase of Kundalini. So what happens in Samayachara? You bring it back. That is what Shankaracharya mentions here. Avapya Swam Bhumin Bhujaganeva Madhyishtavalaya. That serpent of Kundalini is taken forward, and that same serpent is brought back to Mooladhara, and it coils as a serpent. We usually see snakes coiling and then they sleep in the coiled position. So that Kundalini also coils into 3.5 coils. So that is mentioned here. Adhyushtavalayam. It is mentioned as 3.5 coils. What is the significance of 3.5? The 3 represents Akara, Ukara, Makara and Onkara. Sattva, Rajas, Tamoguna. Bhuta, Bhavishyat, Vartamana. The entire universe is Trayam, 3 only. Trayatitaha is Moksha. And also 3 represents the Trikonam in Sri Chakra. And then the half represents the Bindu in Sri Chakra. So it coils on into 3.5 coils, and then it sleeps in the Mooladhara. So Avapya Swam Bhumim Bhujagani Bhamadhyushtavalagam Swamatmaram Kritva Swapishikulakunde Kuharini is what Shankaracharya mentions. So we can probably take off a few namas like Sudhasara Vivarshini, Samayantastha, and Akula, Kulakundalaya, all these namas from Lalitā Sahasranāma and correlate it with this particular shloka. So this is a brief understanding with respect to the yogic perspective. We can also interpret this shloka with respect to the mantra perspective of Sri Vidya. The 3 of these coils would be the 3 Kutamis, the Vagbhava Kutami, Matsya Kutami and Shakti Kutami. So it can also be interpreted in a mantra manner, but now this shloka, I personally feel it is more of a yoga-centric shloka. So I've interpreted this in a yoga-centric, and we would definitely discuss about other aspects of every shloka in the course in detail. Thank you.